Okay, this is Ken Urban for CSC 125. We're going to build a rectangle class to kind of go with our point class so we can manipulate things with rectangles. So I'm going to start with a new project. All right, this is going to be a console application again. We're not doing graphics. C++. Let's call it rectangle. And start it off, and then we'll finish it. Now, in the source, well, we have our rectangle class, so let's put that in. I have a new class, right? So to add a class, I go to File, New Class. The name of it is Rectangle. Right? No destructor. I'm not going to put any arguments. I'm not going to do any of this stuff here, really. I just have it in the same folder and in lowercase. And then I'm going to create it, add it to the current project, yes. Build and release, sure. Okay, so now I have a rectangle in here. Now, our rectangle is going to have two corners, right, which are going to be points. Right, so I need to create a point. My corner 1. I guess corner 1 and corner 2. I don't have good names for the point. My corner 2. Right, so I have 2 points in here, but to do that I'm going to need to have all the point class stuff that comes with it. So I need to get all of that in here. So a couple of things we want to do is first we want to physically get the files in here. So I'll lower this down, and I have I don't know the run setting or anything. I have actually using WinSCP, I have the files that we used for the previous point class. Right, so I have those files. I also have the directory where the rectangle class is. So here's my current rectangle class. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all this stuff, right? The CPP files, the data files, all that. I want to override it. Yes, I'll override it. That'll be fine. Right, so now I have main, point CPP, point.h, rectangle CPP, and rectangle.h. Right, so I got a whole pile of files in here now, right? 2 files for each class, and then a main to start the whole thing, and then a data file, too. So now I have all the files physically there. Now I need to add them to the project I'm working on. So it's kind of the same thing. Right-click on the project, add files, and the files I want to add are data. I'm hitting Shift and click here. Point, main. Right, so I have data, point, and main. Right, those are the files that aren't already in it. I'll add them. Yes, all the debug and release. So now, right, starting to get a little full. I have a main, I have a point. Right? Notice the main has changed to be the old one from point. Here's my rectangle. So I have it all in here. Now let's see if it works. Let's see if I can just create a rectangle called R. And I know, just put a rectangle, I'm going to need to include rectangle.h up here. And let's see what's hooked up and what's not hooked up. Okay. Oh yeah, in the rectangle class, I'm using a point, so I need to include point.h over here in rectangle. Right, it says point does not name a type. That pretty much means I need my fix by includes. What do we got? Right, so now everything is hooked up again. In my main function, which right now is just testing, I'm including stuff, right, that I'm using, like the point and the rectangle. In my rectangle.h, I'm including a point, right, because the rectangle consists of points, right? The technical word is has it. It has a point in it. My rectangle CPP includes rectangle.h. Point CPP includes point.h and some other functions. Right, talks about main, and then I have my data file over here, which I'm still using. I see point.h isn't open here, on my tabs. I can open that. Point.h has file stuff, so that's new. So I have all of my pieces. Oops, I stopped the video. Okay, back to where we're at. So we're going to create a rectangle called R. Right, and we're going to read in P1. We're going to read in P2. Right, so that'll pull out the data file, and then I'm going to set the first corner to be P1. I'm going to set the second corner to be P2, and then we'll do R.print. And if you're watching, you'll know that R.print isn't going to work. It says no matching function call to point : read. Oh, what did I call it in the point class? Read gets a parameter. Okay. Sorry, it's read from the data file. And that's read from the data file. Okay, now again, we'll see, run it. Okay, now it says class rectangle has no member named print. So let's go out to the rectangle class. Let's put in, it's going to be a void. It's going to be a member of the rectangle class. It's going to be called print. And then this print is going to call print in the point class, right, which just prints out the points. Right? No, that's why we don't want the new lines at the end of here, if you remember that lecture. Right, so I'm going to cout Right, so it's going to take a rectangle and it's going to go from my corner 1, right, that will print out the point, to there. Again, I'm not going to stick the new line at the end, but I will put space. Right, now I used cout here, right, so we need to put include IO stream. We need to put using namespace standard. Now here, I never put the prototype in here. And with the rest of my functions, so I had a void function called print, which has no parameters. Okay, we got it all in there. Let's see if it works. A rectangle from 5.5 to 103.8. Right, there's my data. Right, 5.5 to 103.8. So here's a basic point class, right, which has just a couple of simple members, and we can start adding stuff to it in the next video.